how these folks your name. Emotional. I don't think they heard you, man. Emotional. Who's the best rapper around? Emotional. Who's the new killer in town?
What's going on, YouTube? I'm Emotional, aka your sultan of sexy. You know where the best be. It's me. Can't you see? I'm fresh and so clean. What's going on, y'all? We back at it for another Ren video. This is chapter 4. So we did obviously 1, 2, and 3, but we about to go ahead and continue this series. He done dropped on his Ren's Making Stuff channel. So like, comment, subscribe. Now, baby, let's vibe. Was that the okay?
During the year I spent living back with my mum, I was leaning even more heavily into scouring the internet for answers. It became like an obsession. Most people my age were watching porn. I was on PubMed learning about mitochondria. I educated myself in things like methylation, the building blocks of mitochondria, various immune cells and their functionality, and which supplements could help theoretically bring about homeostasis in my body. I taught myself of the various pathogens that could lead to the symptoms I was experiencing. Around this time, I started ordering medical test kits from private medical facilities. I had a eureka moment when, after posting some poop in a tube to a lab in London, I discovered I had an amoeba and another more benign gastrointestinal parasite called blastohominis. Both could plausibly lead to systemic pain and fatigue. Upon researching the best course of action, I found this doctor in New York who was a world-renowned specialist in treating parasites. Return flights to New York, booked far enough in advance, were a couple of £100 back then.
Ooh, excuse me.
The treatment itself was pretty cheap. I was in no way in a strong financial position, and neither was my family, so I did what I always do when I needed to get money. I wrote and recorded some songs from my laptop from bed. One about getting to New York to find a cure. I sold a modest amount of digital copies to my Facebook friends and my friends and family.
What song is that? Or wait, hold on, say it again.
Wrote and recorded some songs from my laptop from bed. One about getting to New York to find a cure. I sold a modest amount of digital copies to my Facebook friends and my friends and family, just enough to afford a trip.
Do y'all know what song that is? Because I wouldn't mind hearing that. And also, bring it back. This logo thing. So like, what does he explain? Like, what inspired this to be like? Because I know it was on what was that? I think it was on the Seven Sins artwork. I think it was. So like, what is the inspiration behind this? Does anybody know? Let me know.
Just enough to afford a trip. During this time, my symptoms had gotten a lot worse, so the entire visit was a bit of a blur. I remember sitting in a waiting room and struggling to find an inch of wall space that wasn't taken up by the countless medical qualifications and the diplomas attached to it. I half expected the walls to start bragging about their Ivy League connections and debating the latest medical research while us mere mortals waited to be called in.
Mere mortals.
When I was finally on the doctor's table, I was told to take off my clothes and put on a blue disposable paper robe. An old man in his 80s hobbled in, pulled on a medical glove, and proceeded to cover his finger in Vaseline. My heart sunk. I was pretty sure I knew what was coming next. I suddenly wished I'd experimented more with my ex-girlfriend. I didn't want to lose my backdoor virginity like this. He could have at least done me the courtesy of putting on some Marvin Gaye and lighting some candles, but instead...
What the hell, bro? Really, bro? You actually played the Marvin Gaye? You want some Chardonnay too? You want some Chardonnay? Cuz is silly as hell, bro. He's silly as hell for doing that.
I suddenly wished I'd experimented more with my ex-girlfriend. I didn't want to lose my backdoor virginity like this. He could have at least done me the courtesy of putting on some Marvin Gaye and lighting some candles. But instead I lay in uncomfortable silence on a brightly exposed operating table, while a firm-handed, overqualified old man inserted his index finger forcefully into my anus. He never wrote to me afterwards.
He never wrote you? Bro, stupid. He never wrote to me again. My dog said it like he was a whole one-night stand. Nah, bro crazy. Bro crazy.
Used.
And if you feel like I feel, baby.
Nonetheless, I was officially diagnosed
stop.
with a parasitic amoeba and given a course of heavy-duty antibiotics to take. I believe it was paramomycin and secnidazole. After the course was finished, I pooped into a tube again, and they confirmed I got rid of the parasites. The constant internal techno raves and gurgling which usually plagued my stomach ceased, but I felt just as crap. And on top of all of that, I started becoming allergic to everything. And I mean fucking everything. The antibiotics had triggered some sort of massive food intolerance reaction. Whenever I'd eat certain foods, I'd get hit with a sudden hangover-like feeling, and my face would swell up. I'd later learn this was something called MCAS, and it was triggered by the antibiotics. This was the first time I felt the crushing defeat of pinning a lot of money, hopes, and time into a treatment only for it to make me worse. I'd felt it to a small degree with every failed herbal protocol, every antidepressant that gave me side effects, but this was on a much larger scale. I almost felt guilty and full of shame for not getting better. I told my friends and family that this was going to be the thing that cured me. Not only did it fail, but I was now unable to tolerate basic carbohydrates, fruits, sugar, high histamine food, dairy, grains, without feeling terrible. I felt pretty.
Hold on 1 second. He said something that stuck out to me. What was it?
Herbal protocol, every antidepressant that gave me side effects, but this was on a much larger scale. I almost felt guilty and full of shame for not getting better. I told my friends and family that this was going to be the thing that cured me.
I think that's one of the biggest things that I've worried about from time to time is when you tell folks something is gonna work, or you tell folks this is gonna happen or that's gonna happen, and then it's you feel that you worry about the shame of how folks are gonna tell you you was wrong with that, and then you should have went this way, you should have did that. You know what I'm saying? It's you get that uncomfortable feeling when you feel especially I hate when I would be wrong about something, and then the family or friends would sit there and be badger you about how you should have did this and you should have did that. And it's I get that folks mean well, but it's just one of them things. It's bro, you're not helping. I already feel the shame of being wrong. Now you're just making it worse. You're just making it worse. Let me bring it back.
Every failed herbal protocol, every antidepressant that gave me side effects, but this was on a much larger scale. I almost felt guilty and full of shame for not getting better. I told my friends and family that this was going to be the thing that cured me. Not only did it fail, but I was now unable to tolerate basic carbohydrates, fruits, sugar, high histamine food, dairy, grains, without feeling terrible. I felt pretty crushed about that. Despite this, some tenacious part of me had a perseverance that didn't want to stop looking for answers. I was obsessed with trawling the internet. I strongly believe if I didn't have that tenacity to keep looking after every defeat, I'd probably be dead today. After about a year of living with my mum in North Wales, I got the itch, and I decided that I'd make a bold move to Brighton. Most days I didn't really have the energy to do much other than short walks, but I had a friend over there who lived with Emmy for years. It felt like a safe space. A place of understanding. Being a 23-year-old living with his mother didn't feel very cool either. He had a free room going, and he was a legend. I desperately craved my own independence. After going through the heartbreak of losing love and losing the exciting career opportunity, I needed to feel like I wasn't just sitting in the tomb in Wales waiting for death, even if it was a struggle. I made the move. It was a really nurturing space, and it was full of the lunatics of Brighton who would come and go. I was still living in a thick haze, but I was meeting people who weren't judging me for it. With this safety, I was slowly finding my personality again. Despite the comfortable environment, it seemed my symptoms were only getting worse. I started having pretty constant panic attacks. The first one felt like a heart attack. I'd never experienced a panic attack before, so I wasn't familiar with the symptoms. My whole face went numb, and my heart felt like it was about to beat out of my ribcage. I panicked and I phoned an ambulance. They put me in the back, they took all my vitals, and they told me I wasn't dying. I felt disappointed. These attacks would happen pretty habitually every week or so. My symptoms of derealization seemed ever increasing.
Have any of y'all been through a panic attack? Because it's I've always heard about them, but I've never actually personally gone through them. Thank God, I'm not gonna lie. But it's what? Have any of y'all been through that? Because it seems like it just seems like how can I explain it? It seems like a lot. You know what I'm saying? I had the image in my head of having trouble breathing and the room spinning. That's just kind of what I had in my head, right? But what exactly what was your experience going through a panic attack if you've gone through it anyway? Let me know in the comment section. Because I said, I'm trying to learn stuff. You know what I'm saying?
A heart attack. I'd never experienced a panic attack before, so I wasn't familiar with the symptoms. My whole face went numb, and my heart felt like it was about to beat out of my ribcage. I panicked and I phoned an ambulance. They put me in the back, they took all my vitals, and they told me I wasn't dying. I felt disappointed. These attacks would happen pretty habitually every week or so. My symptoms of derealization seemed ever increasing. Derealization is hard to describe to someone who's never experienced it. The closest thing I can come to is feeling like you're on bad drugs. You feel disconnected from yourself, like your soul has been vacuumed out of your body and nothing around you quite feels real. Everything has an unusual undertone and nothing feels safe. I remember one night in the first year that I lived with Ben, there was this lightning storm of torrential rain. I went outside and I stood in a t-shirt hoping I'd be hit by a bolt of lightning and it would somehow shock me out of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't on Zeus's hit list that day. This urge to be shocked back into reality didn't really leave me. I remember one day I was walking back from the shops. I found an old analog television in an alleyway that was being thrown out. I can't quite remember the thought process that led me there. I just remember feeling angry, and I decided to smash the fucking pieces out of the TV in the alley. I picked it above my head and I hurled it towards the ground. The screen cracked, but it didn't shatter like I hoped it would. I did it again and again and again until there were large shards of glass lining the street. I saw one about the size of a kitchen knife and I picked it up. It's hard to rationally explain self-harm that's not a cry for help, because this wasn't a cry for help. I'd cried for help multiple times and no one listened. The pain I felt inside my body could never be done justice with words. There's a certain horror, a certain frustration of living in a body that would never give me a moment of peace. I felt constantly alienated. I had no doctors to tell me what was going on. They made me feel like a hypochondriac. There are no combination of words in the English language that can express that pain, that can express that frustration. There's no song I could write that would make you understand. In that moment, the closest and truest way I had of communicating my pain was driving a shard of glass into my chest and dragging it across until the blood was dripping down my body. It didn't hurt very much compared to what was already going on inside of me. And it didn't really help me feel better either. But it was truth. And there was beauty in that. Adrenaline gives you a brief moment of respite. But it wasn't long until I was exactly where I started. Just decorated in a little bit more blood than usual. I made sure nobody saw. I didn't want to cause any alarm. I didn't want anyone to be worried. So I cleaned it up when I got home. And then I resumed the life of the undead. In the next episode, I'll tell you the story of when I was stabbed by an ancient sword and when I met one of the most talented people that I know.
Okay, first, before you play the song, it's interesting when you really get to see like how many people are going through a lot of similar things. Not saying that I dealt with the self-harm thing. I dealt with like suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, but I never actually like did anything. And it's like everybody's reasoning from what I'm seeing is different. And it's like I'm just glad glory to God, bro's still here. You know what I'm saying? To be like, yo, like to see all the stuff he's overcome and like in all these different chapters and whatnot, it just really shows me like, yo, like I'm really glad you still here. I'm really glad bro's still here. Because it's like for me, I care about people, whether I have a personal relationship with you or not. Like I don't want to see people hurt themselves or get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Even though I understand stuff's going to happen and I can't control everything, but it's just, it feels good knowing that even in the midst of all the stuff he's gone through, he overcame it. Not just survived it, overcame it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for dude. I'm really happy for dude. Is this that song he was talking about in the beginning?
I got tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. I don't belong here, in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels old and I'm trying to lift the weight from my soul, but it's moving against me. I've emptied out my tear ducts, I lift my middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate too much, but yes I trust. I must combust, I must blow up, I must have roll this courage up. Boom, sparks fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity and shoes. Poor choice maker. I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get mighty tired.
Is that who is that? Is that bleh. Who is the woman singing, or is that something that was just kind of like in the pack or the production thing or whatever? Because I think there's like beat packs or something like that where they can kind of get voices in there or something like that. But or is that a person that he worked with? Let me know, because I keep hearing a sound like a female's voice in there. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring it back. But this mug is clean though.
In the rhythm I move, my soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes. Poor choice maker, I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get mighty tired, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Do you ever question your fate? The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the protagonist in?
I ain't gonna lie, I have. In my past, I definitely have. Definitely have. Especially when I dealt with the depression thing and like just wondering like, okay, why don't folks do certain things, or why don't folks like check in, and why folks don't move a certain way? But my problem was, now that I think about it, I was basing my faith off of like why other people weren't doing what I thought that they should have done. And then it's like, I think a lot of folks have asked this question, because I know I asked it before, was like, God, like, why do you let certain things happen? But then one thing that I learned was like, my bishop used this example a lot. It's kind of like, you can't get stronger without resistance. It's like you gonna go through things that are gonna make you stronger, and sometimes you go through things to be able to help the next person. And it's like one of the things I'm really thinking about, and it's like, because I remember a lot of my homies that I played a game with and I've talked to and stuff like that, and I'll be like, bruh, I went through that. I went through like something like that. I go through that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm definitely starting to see that, or I see it now more so, because it's like, I used to question my faith based off of other people and also things that I just didn't like that were going on, like just kind of dealing with that resistance and going through certain things, like going through the storm, and it's like, that I want to hurry up and get through the storm, you know what I'm saying? But that was also my problem. I have a big problem with patience, where it was like, I had to realize like, oh, like, you can't force a situation to hurry up. You can't make it happen. You can't make it get over any quicker than it already is supposed to be. If anything, the most you could probably do is slow it down and make it more difficult, especially if you make a decision based off of your emotions. Because it's like, if I strictly just make this decision because I feel emotional right now, or I feel I basically just going with my feelings. I can't go with my feelings when it comes to certain things, you know, actually anything for real, because your feelings will get you in a crazy situation, especially acting on them. Because I learned that I can't drive when I'm angry. I can't do it. I can't drive when I'm angry, because because I've gotten tickets from driving angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't drive and I'm upset. And that's me moving off of emotion. I'm like, me moving off emotion has always gotten me into some kind of crazy situation, whether it be a traffic ticket or in a relationship that I ain't had no business being in, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about it, the reason why I question my faith now again is like, I questioned it not because of stuff that was an issue between me and God, but more so because of decisions that I made that landed me in a certain situation. Interesting. Okay. See, Ren always get me to spill my guts out. Ren, I don't like you. I don't like you.
Hold on, I get mighty tired, hold on, and these tears run dry. Hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Do you ever question your fate? The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the protagonist in this tragedy, or will I be the author of stories unmade? If so, I'll dip in my quill to my ink pot, keep on writing, never stop until my beating heart it flops. I'll write a whole different story. Scene one, a boy full of hope, a boy full of glory. Who stutters, I'm up to the top. Would rather be tougher and live it smoothly like butter, but not so bitter and cut up. And so I sit up and shut up. It's like a lit up and struck up the courage never to fuck up. And now I'm feeling the ruckus, feeling the static, and now I'm feeling the flames, and now I'm feeling the strength inside the ring with my pain. My boxing gloves and my hope that I trust to bust an uppercut, cut my demons.
Come
up.
on, Flo.
Being like a tsunami, smooth like a punani, bend the birds like origami, Salvador, I be the dolly, only love like Bob Marley, golden ticket, call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengali, Tiger Star, call me Arnie. I'll be back. Now cut the slack, track your backs, relax, shit in the beast, and then seek it in the peace, and I'll reach the canopies, and yes, we climbing, building a brave new world inside a whole new design. And with all this fire, we burn like the sun. A new dawn is rising, a new dawn it comes. Yeah.
I hear a deeper voice on the bottom. Interesting. Okay. I wonder what made him structure certain parts, because it's interesting, like I said, with the like the backgrounds and stuff like that. Like the backgrounds thing are the ones that are really sticking out to me. And his flows, yes, like his ability to like switch up the flow and all that other stuff and still like remain on beat and all that, like that's really dope to me. That's really, really dope.
And yes, we climbing, building a brave new world inside a whole new design. And with all this fire, we burn like the sun. A new dawn is rising, a new dawn it comes. Yeah, diggity diggity down with all this corporation. They burn up the land for the greed that they run. Run sleep with their roots, but their roots can be lifted. I'll be a renegade, yes, I make a fist kid. Try to seek truth in the kingdom of lies. A boy so lost with two bloodshot eyes. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Ha, ha,
Gotta hold on. Through the mess, gotta hold on. Through all the haters, gotta hold on. Through all the envy, gotta hold on.
Two bloodshot eyes,
Hold on.
two bloodshot eyes.
Hold on. Through all the hard times, gotta hold on. Gotta hold on. Gotta be strong. Can't let go. Gotta keep the flow. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep on going with the road. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just flowing. Oh, I'm not gonna tiptoe it. You gonna hear me pull up because I went with the steel toes. Oh, got the steel toes in my flow with the bars that I kick. Oh, I'll kick you in your lip. Come on, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, playing with me, playing with me. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I'm like that. Y'all know I like to have fun. But anyway, dawg, I like that song because it's like the hold on part. Because it's like we going through stuff, we all going through stuff, we all going through our hardships, our hard times, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. But it's like, we gotta hold on, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep going, bro. Like, keep going, sis. Like, keep going. Like, you can't quit now. God didn't bring you this far for you to quit now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't make it this far just to quit. We too far in now. You know what I'm saying? We in too far, bro. We in too far. But again, I'm gonna continue this series because I'm enjoying this series. It's like I'm learning more about bro and like all the things that he's overcome. Like, it's like you could kind of take it as one of them things where it's like, for me, like I see it like you could take it like, Dad, like you went through all of that, but then it's like on the other side, there's hope because it's like he's still here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he's still here. But I'm finna get up out of here, y'all. Peace easy, baby. Lay out.